Keemstar versus Zachary Michael, how Beck proposed.
I knew it was a lie.
Growing up in poverty.
That proposal is a lie.
This is all
Poverty's
lies.
a lie. The whole fucking thing's a lie.
This is all lies. 15,000 views in 8 hours. Ugh.
Amber acts too bougie to ever have been poor.
Yeah. She's yeah.
I don't think she's ever experienced actual poor. I mean, she might have been like lower middle class. I don't think she's ever been poor. Even when her parents were on drugs, I don't think they were like the poor drug addicts.
Yeah.
Hello. Welcome to another Let's Talk.
Yeah, putting Beck in the title, of course.
Yeah.
I was crying a little bit before this.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, poor Amber. Did you know Amber has been emotional today? She just can't deal with her life.
Since cheating on the stream so he doesn't cheat on Shelly. I just want to see the stuff I made.
So that's why I look the way I do, but I'm okay.
Welcome
so
to
let's just
hell, motherfucker!
See how good that is?
That is good.
I told you.
That's what made Amber cry.
I told you it was good. 2 awoos will let me slap my butts. Will slap my butsy and call me slutsy. Thank you, handle degree.
That was pretty good.
I like that one. Yeah. 2 awoos. Yeah. And welcome to hell.
hop right into it with sweet and sour.
I mean, this Amber's video is going to be hell.
KCHI Juarez said they didn't silence you. You embarrassed them with the engagement story. I'd be mad too if I was them.
Yeah, you made up an engagement story about a ring on a vibrator.
I just,
after admitting you don't have sex.
I find it really hard to believe that Beck proposed with a vibrator and said, "Will you have sex with me for the rest of my life?"
Welcome
When they
to hell, motherfucker!
when they had not touched each other in an intimate way in over 4 years.
Yeah.
I don't believe. Why?
I'll count that as
I mean,
perfectly
give
timed.
her the vibrator and say, "Will you fuck yourself for the rest of your life, Amber?" Okay, maybe, but not, "Will you have sex with me?" When
No.
we don't have sex. It doesn't make sense.
No.
The fuck yourself. I mean, maybe. Okay, Beck maybe gave Amber the vibrator, like, I'm telling her to go fuck herself, and just didn't say it out loud.
Yeah.
I could see that.
I don't know which don't know this is. Devil's Advocate. Ha, Devil's Advocate, and it's welcome to hell. Ha ha.
Nice.
I would believe her on the thyroid thing if she showed the discharge paperwork or message from her doctor, even confirmed diagnosis on her problem list. Results not needed, just something.
Yeah. Why did she show? I'm gonna prove I don't have diabetes, but not like you opened up the My Chart already. Just show all the stuff. Why would you not?
Yeah. Makes sense.
So that engagement story was as much theirs as it was mine, and I'm allowed to share that. If you're embarrassed with the way that you proposed, maybe you shouldn't have proposed that way. I stand
Go fuck yourself, Amber.
Yep.
by what I said. It was a weird way to propose. If you guys don't know, Beck proposed on a little vibrator after we hadn't had sex for literally a few years. And they asked me, "Will you have sex with me for the rest of my life?" And I just...
Beck is going to come back and just...
Beck might have been like, I have no idea what to say to propose to this woman who I fucking hate, who bought herself a ring and told me that I had to give it to her in some clever way. And Beck was just like, I have no fucking idea. Here, how about this?
Yeah.
Like just random whatever. Oh, here, it fits on this vibrator that's in your bedside table. So here, have this. Like, maybe she was just at a loss and had no idea what else to do.
I don't buy this story at all. Full stop. I just don't think that any of this is true.
just thought that was kind of insensitive. It didn't feel personal and it just felt off to me, and I have a right to share that. And that's like the only story that I've shared when I have hundreds more, but I choose not to. Ranch Girly 33
You're the bigger
said,
girl.
Amberlynn, look
Obviously.
at all the positive
Amber, you're
Always.
bigger than that.
Always the bigger girl.
in the chat. The change is coming. So I don't know. I've
What
only
was that?
seen 3 said, Amberlynn, look at all the positivity in the chat. The change is coming. So
Right,
I
keep-
It's just not.
Keep an eye out for Ranch Girly.
Oh, the
No,
change is
I've
coming. She got a food journal. Everything's changing now.
only seen the few comments that I screenshotted here, but if there is more positivity, I am happy to see it. Thank you guys. Sailor Mercury 1990 said, "Yep, I keep saying, why does VM sound like the same people every damn week?" So
Voice message.
It doesn't.
I'm assuming you're talking about the voice messages. I have not done a single repeat. Every single voice message I have done has been from a different person.
It doesn't sound like the same person.
And by the way, again, thank you, Liz Lucas, getting us up to 13 awoos.
Ooh.
This is the most awoos we've had in a while.
A wool.
A wool.
2716 said, "Why she keeps saying she had a CT scan? She was too fat years ago and she didn't get it. She's heavier than before, but willy-nilly getting scans now. Well, for one, I'm not heavier now. Two,
Yes, you
Not
are.
by much, Amber. If you are any less, it is like 10 pounds.
Yeah, it makes no difference on the CT scan machine.
It's over a 500-pound limit. You're not getting it.
I'm saying that I got a CT scan because I did. Three, I was only too big for a CT scan.
Welcome to hell,
Welcome to hell.
Here's a thought, Amber. If you have a very specific idea of how a proposal should go, be the one to propose to somebody, you lazy, entitled hag.
No, Amber was the princess, and she had to be treated like the princess.
Yes, she did. Thank you very much, Janet, bringing us up to 15.
Thank you, Jenna.
And yes, that is a real question. She just goes, no, 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 no. Oh. Whoops.
One time, and that was during a time when I was in a rural area. Since then, I've gotten multiple CT scans due to my cancer because I was in a bigger city.
Oh.
CT scans have weight
Oh,
limits.
she was in a bigger
She
was in a
couldn't.
bigger city.
She,
Welcome to hell.
it was Beck's fault. She couldn't get a CT scan in Kentucky. Beck's fault. She had to live in Kentucky. Old Podunk, Kentucky with stupid Beck. That's why she couldn't. She needed to go to a real city. My God.
She was in some rundown. I do love these new donations.
I see you're very proud of them.
They're good. She just blamed Beck for
She
not
blamed
getting CT scans.
2 months ago, she told us she has never missed a cancer checkup. She goes every 6 months like her oncologist tells her to. But she couldn't do it. Why? But all of a sudden you couldn't fit in a podon ass hillbilly Kentucky CT scan.
I gotta hear it one more time.
Three, I was only too big for a CT scan one time, and that was during a time when I was in a rural area. Since then, I've gotten multiple CT scans due to my cancer because I was in a bigger.
Okay, let's just do the machine. What is the weight limit on CT?
Maybe they sent her to
scan?
the zoo.
Oh, the weight limit for CT scans machines may vary, but generally ranges from 300 to 450. Some specific models can accommodate patients up to 650 pounds.
Interesting.
Most CT scan systems support no more than 450.
That is why she was calling the emergency room. Before she went, she was finding one that had a bariatric CT scan machine.
Oh.
Yep. This is the first time she's had a CT scan since she had cancer.
Oh.
No, she was just calling the hospital to make sure they had time to see her. They didn't make sure it wasn't too busy. Did they really want her to come in? Because she didn't want to bother anybody.
No,
It was to find a bariatric machine.
She was looking for the bariatric machines. Oh. Cracked the motherfucker open.
Yep.
You just did what Mama Yikes did last night.
What was that?
Cracked the fucking
Investigation?
case.
Yeah.
You cracked the motherfucking case.
Right.
A handled degree. Well, I can't leave this one out too. What do you think? You like the ding?
Ding.
Tink.
Ding.
And Miab, I loathe this putrid infected pustule on the bubonic riddled flea on the ass of humanity. That is Amberlynn Reid. That is all.
Good Lord, Mama Yikes.
Thank you, Mama Yikes. That was worth the 2 hours.
That was ooh wee.
That was a hell of a.
That made me nauseous a little bit.
Yeah. Nurgling over there. Thank you, Mama Yikes and Handle Degree, bringing us up to 18.
Oh, yeah, we're cheating, though. Woo train. That's how we got so many woos.
It counts. It's $14.
You're cheating.
It's $14.
Okay, fine. It's not a woo, though.
Which one is robot ding? It's $6. It's not robots. It's Space Marines.
They look like
$6.
robots to me, too.
It's $6. And we are 18 on the Awu train.
Bigger city. CT scans have weight limits and they're all different. Large populated places have CT scans that do allow bigger bodies. So I hope this helps. All right, now it is time for Sip-In Community.
Am I supposed to
What do you
believe
consider
that
working
there
on
are more giant humans in major cities, like in like big metropolitan areas, than there are in like hillbilly old backwoods areas? I feel like there's probably more overweight people in Kentucky than Oklahoma.
Probably.
All right, now it is time for Sip-In Community. What do you consider working on your relationship with food? What have you done to improve it? So I'm just going to...
Taking notes, obviously.
Yeah, she's got a journal. She's going to journal.
Yeah, she's going to journal.
She thought about journaling, and she got a water the other day.
A few things. I'm no longer like labeling foods good or bad.
Oh,
yes,
she's eating whatever she wants. Check.
I am
whatever you want.
No longer saying that certain food is bad for me.
Yeah, doing whatever she wants.
Fully aware that there are foods that are better.
Oh, you know what? I'm stealing that.
She's not gonna scale either. No scaling.
I'm stealing that.
Oh, big cities have a zoo. That's true. That's true. They're tinking it over.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Stealing it. She said she's never been denied a CT scan since Kentucky. She was denied 11 months ago when clickbaiting her cancer having a UTI because she was the exact weight of the machine.
Oh, you're right. You're right. But then, I swear it was 2 months ago. It was not. It was very recently when the whole cancer stuff came back up again. When Beck said, I don't know what kind of cancer she had, and Amber lost her shit. She said, I've been going to every single checkup my oncologist has told me to go to. I haven't missed one CT scan. What? Why, girl? Why? Did she even have one at the hospital? Is this a lie too? Did she get a CT scan on her legs to look for blood clots?
I doubt
Would
it.
they give her if you just walked in the emergency room like, I feel like maybe I have a blood clot in my leg, and they were like, did your doctor tell you that? And you said no? Ding, ding, ding. I don't know. Would a hospital just give it to you because you said I want one?
They might.
Like, wouldn't you need a doctor's order to get?
Usually the doctor has to put an order in for something like that.
You can't just. It's not just walk in and a la carte order off the buffet in a hospital.
Unless she made up some story like I was in a different hospital. They said I might have a blood clot. They didn't have a CT machine big enough for me. They told me to go to a different ER.
Maybe.
She spun some tales. She's like, my leg has been going numb.
But wouldn't they have still sent her over with some paperwork or doctor note? Wouldn't they? I don't know. It seems weird.
I don't believe anything she says.
She said, ow, my leg feels clotted. And they were like, get in the CT machine. Yeah, but wouldn't they give her an ultrasound?
Isn't that the way they find blood clots?
Yeah, an ultrasound. Actually, that would make more sense than a CT machine.
Or if they thought she had one, wouldn't they give her an angio? Is Amber too big to get an angiogram?
That's the thing where they run the thing up through your vein into your heart. They're not going to do that unless they have a reason to do that.
If they think there's a blood clot, they'll do it.
They said they checked her heart and they didn't think there was a blood clot. They did a little EKG or whatever.
Hey, but no, it runs to wherever.
Yeah, no, they're not going to do that unless they have a reason to.
I still don't believe this story. I don't think I believe it either.
There is a doctor in the ER that can order these kind of tests. It would depend based on what symptoms she tells him she has. Okay. So she went in there and pretended she had a blood clot. Like, she probably Googled symptoms of blood clots in legs and then went in there and pretended she had one.
Yeah. Probably.
Because I don't think that the hospital that had already sent her home and said your elevated D-dimer is nothing to worry about. Go home. You don't need a CT scan for your legs. And so she made up a story at a different hospital.
But to follow Mama Yikes' example, Amber is a blood clot on humanity. That's what I'm taking away from this.
Yes. Yes, she is.
And we are 20 on the Woo train because of Liz Lucas. We had robot stops. Now we got robot dinks. The only time Amber isn't lying her ass off is when she's sleeping or has food stuffed in it. In her ass? I think my 9-year-old is more honest with me about his candy than she's been with her audience in a decade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better for you, and I want to nourish myself with those, but labeling certain foods as bad is triggering as hell for me. I'm trying to figure out, like, what are my emotional triggers, what are my mental triggers, like what are my environmental triggers and things like that, and then finding coping mechanisms for those triggers. I'm keeping a food journal. This is building lots of awareness for me. I'm slowing down my eating, and I'm trying not to eat so much while watching something, because I realize I eat a lot faster while I'm like watching a YouTube video. I'm just trying to be more focused on my food.
So what, is she just staring at the wall?
Find something else to do with your hands instead of put them in your mouth with food in them.
I'm literally discarding the all or nothing approach because that has never worked for me in the past. Because when I do the all or nothing approach, if I make one small, tiny, like, quote unquote, bad decision, or I'm taking away the bad, but in the past, if I would have made that bad
I like you, Ash. You're nice to me.
decision, I would have just let loose for the full day. But instead, I make that quote unquote bad decision and I just go on. I'm connecting my eating to self-worth. Like, so many people tell me, Amberlynn, you're so fat, you don't need to eat for a year. Like,
You don't. You could.
You don't. You could
You know who
survive.
Kevin Smith is?
That guy.
The King of Queens.
Uh-huh.
He did a water fast. He did a legit water fast
Yeah.
for 41 days.
Holy shit. That's too long.
Amber could probably go a year.
Yes.
I don't believe that. I'm just trying to really, truly take away all of this, like, nonsense, this noise that I only deserve food if I'm skinny. I try not to watch any eating content.
No,
and
it's
if I
that you
do-
should only eat food if you're actually hungry.
Yeah, not
That's
if
it.
you're bored.
You don't have to be skinny to eat. Just only eat when you're hungry and then stop.
Hey, Deus Ex, long time no see, buddy.
I make sure they're eating something healthy. Like, have you guys heard of the Tiffany plate? That's that plate that I eat with all the veggies and the cottage cheese and the chicken sausage. Like, if I was to watch eating content.
Did I say Kevin Smith?
Yeah.
Who am I thinking? The dude from King of Queens. Kevin James, thank you.
Close enough.
Yeah, it was
I know
close.
who you're talking about when you said the King and Queens guy.
And I make sure to only watch ones that are healthy because I noticed that, like, the unhealthy lack of nourishing foods does trigger me.
I got it.
I'm trying to pay more attention to my hunger, fullness cues. I feel like the list can literally go on and on and on and on and on, but I'm really working on it. It's free reign, not free range. Oh my gosh. I don't know why I say free range, but thank you for letting me know.
You're going to keep
probably
saying
not
free
for-
range because you think it's cute. You're stupid.
If we're being honest. I'm so worried about my health. At Denny's after the ER, give me that girly pop grand slam. So I don't know if you guys know this, but most restaurants do have healthier options.
Yeah, but you don't eat them.
No, you don't eat them, Amber.
You don't eat them.
We know better.
And that includes Denny's. And again, I got a salad. Why don't you ever do a low sodium diet? You know what's really funny about this question? When I got my lab results, my sodium was low. My sodium was low.
Bullshit.
No, she is so healthy. Her heart is good. Her lungs are good. No diabetes. Her sodium, like, she's basically a skinny girl. Just, we're imagining this bigness on her. She is so fucking healthy. We're jealous.
She's
jealous.
copying Jordy. No. I think we can all come together and go, no.
She won't show that on her test.
Yeah, why didn't she
Where's the
show
test?
it?
Where's the test for that?
I got putting a poll up real quick.
I think This is the third video from Amber that we've watched, and it's been at least 30 lies. It's just been more and more and more. Just stupid lies. Why?
The poll is up in the chat. Does ALR need more sodium?
It was in the normal range, but it was low.
No, she does not need more sodium. Or yes, she does need more sodium.
The normal range. And I'm telling you, I'm probably as shocked as y'all.
Show it.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to end that poll real quick. I
Why?
realize I worded it
You poorly?
improperly. Yeah.
Okay. Start again.
Does ALR have a healthy sodium level?
Guys.
Starting the poll now. Does ALR have a healthy sodium level? Guys, seriously.
Just like Zach did. But you loved when Keemstar.
If you think that she has a healthy sodium level, hit the like button. Share it out. And if you think she's lying, hit up the Streamlabs. We're 20 on the root train.
Did it. Make it make sense. Keemstar is a troll. He's literally like that towards everyone. Like, if you've watched his live streams, he's like that even towards the people that he loves the most.
No, he's not.
He doesn't love those people. He's using all of you to make him rich. He thinks you're all fucking losers.
I'm not saying that he loves me. I'm not saying that we're friends because we're definitely not. But
You're
even me,
not.
like,
He's
me and
not
my
friends
closest
with any of
friends,
these. You think he's friends with, what's his name, Wings? You think they're buddies for real? He's taking advantage of the special kids, Amber.
Or hoe, hooker, like, bitch, like, what's up, bitch? Like, literally, like, it's about the intent.
Amber, you're not friends with Keemstar.
She's like, Keemstar's my homie. He'd be like, bitch. And I'm like, girl.
But in reality, he's like, get a webcam,
He's
you
like,
fat
you
bitch.
fucking lazy whore. Shut up.
Like, it's
and
way
quit talking to me.
When it's a joke versus, like, how Zach did it, like, that was out of anger. Like, remember.
Oh,
my
Zach's
God.
bitch was wrong. Keemstar's bitch was funny.
I thought Zach's bitch was funny.
Intent matters, just like in most things. How was a guy watching
I want
your
Keemstar
TikTok?
to come out and be like, I intended to call you a stupid fucking bitch.
I didn't say bitch. I meant bitch.
I meant bitch, you stupid fat bitch.
At Denny's. So it's not that it was a coincidence that the guy was watching my TikTok at Denny's and I heard him do it in the sense of like, oh, it's a coincidence. Like, he's just sitting there watching my TikTok and then there I am.
He
I
saw
pop up.
that big girl and he's like, oh, I know, I seen that big girl before. Watch, she lies. Watch her lie on TikTok.
It's the fact that he recognized me first,
ALR absolutely deserved it from Zachary Michael.
Yes.
put the TikTok on, showed his friend, and he was like, no, it really is her. It's not that he was watching it first. Trust me, this happens a lot where someone will recognize me. They'll be looking, they'll either go to my Instagram or my TikTok, and I'll hear them. My mom will hear them. Like, when I got my other side of my nose pierced.
Just Amber, stop.
Here we go again with more stories about
My
her.
mom
She's
was whispering
famous.
to me. She's like, those people recognize.
There has been one single photo ever from all of these encounters she has had. One.
Yeah.
The scale. Hello, I'm Amber's only friend.
Yeah.
Hello, scale, my old friend.
That's it.
I've come to stand on you again.
When she has to work on a relationship.
Recognize you. And it was just like a cluster of people. And I didn't even notice. Like, we were in the piercing shop. And she was like, watch.
And now there's a cluster of people, and they're all going, "Ooh, bitch! I saw you on TikTok."
Yeah. They're like, there's that girl. She's so famous.
And then I caught them like looking and they were like whispering, yeah, it is her. But I was so nervous to get the other side of my nostril pierced that I didn't even notice. But like, this has been happening.
Wait,
How'd you fucking get? Oh my god. Oh.
Usually she'd be like, hi, yes, that's me. Would you like a photo? I'm a celebrity. But she was just so nervous she couldn't do it.
I bet
They were all laughing at her and she was embarrassed.
I bet when she's out, she has like a pullover coat on that says, "Look me up on TikTok, Amberlynn Reid."
Drunkle does do it out of endearment, Haley. He loves you the most.
Forever. Like, a lot of the time, like, people do come up to me, but there are a lot of the time that they don't. And then later I'll get a message on Instagram where they're like, oh, I saw you on so-and-so. I was just trying
Okay,
to come up
if
to you.
Amber had a car, you know there's those people in like a little shitty sports car, and they'll have like their Instagram cricket letters across the back of their car. That'd be Amber.
The gym I go to, there's a girl that used to work out there. I don't see her there much anymore. But she had her OnlyFans on the back of her car.
That will be Amber. That will be Amber.
I genuinely think I'm just recognized a lot because there's also a lot of people who cover me. All right, you guys, now it is time for the link
It's
review.
because you're really big and you stick out in a crowd.
She is the sore thumb.
Yeah.
She's the blood clot in the artery of the hallway.
Yeah.
I like that. Good me. That was good me. Thank me.
That was good, honey.
So
That deserves a tink tink.
where do you think the line is between weight being due to genetics versus being due to environmental factors or personal choice and lifestyle?
I don't think
She must have recorded this before she recorded the other thing because she said environmental factors and the other.
Man, shut
That's me when Amber keeps lying.
But that is a good question.
Wait, what was the question?
How much of your weight do you think is due to environmental factors versus genetics?
It's just due to food, girl.
If this happened all the time, she'd be desensitized by it. She's a lot.
That's right.
True, Misfit.
Thank you, Misfit.
there really is a line because if it is due to genetics, then that's pretty black and white. I know for me,
Amber,
Please don't say your mom's fat fatty. She's not.
it's due to genetics. My grandma on my dad's side used to be 600 pounds.
my great aunt Gertie was a big fat bitch too.
How long did she live till she was 80? Tell us about that too, like Chantel does with her grandma with diabetes.
But then she actually got the weight loss surgery. So I only knew her as a woman who was like 100 and something pounds. She's no longer with us. Like, that woman was my heart and soul. I miss her so much.
That explains a lot, actually.
Every single day. But I also know that it's environmental because of the things that I went through, all of the trauma. I turned to food. So I have a lot of medical and I have a lot of environmental, just things like
Environmental. Okay. You have a lot of sodium food, fat food.
So it's my fat grandma and my shitty mom.
You know, your fat mom.
My shitty mom and my fat grandma. It's not the snacks and the takeout and the multiple candy bars. It's not that. It's not the 10-pack of cookies. It's fat grandma and shitty parents. Okay.
against me. Like when I did the ACE test, I scored 9 out of 10.
Oh, she scored 9. I scored 9 on my mental health test that I lied on. Yes, Amber, you did. Good job.
Want to share with you
Scored
guys
a 9.
what 9 I have because I know.
Oh, I'm going to tell you about my super high scores on my bad mental health test. So proud of my 9.
So many people are like, what? So these questions are pretty black and white. Like there's no even having to think of them. It's either it did happen or it didn't. I actually think that these questions might even be too triggering for some people. So
yeah, Amber, it doesn't matter. You just lie.
You don't tell the truth about anything ever. Ever. It's like, okay, maybe you did do a CT scan, but you lied about not doing one. So what's... Baba Yaga. Remember, for 25 months, thank you. Skinny people have fat grandmas too, Amber. That's right, Baba Yaga. That is right.
And Miss Sin talked over it. I'm playing it again.
Okay, play it again.
Good. Sin, you will disown me. All right, bye.
Never. Never, Liz. Read it.
I disowned her.
Read it.
I found a meme that says Warhammer's like WWE, but sci-fi, gaudy outfit, showmanship, absurd badass names, bright colors, distinct aesthetics, long-standing plots, constant plot twists, and hardcore, uncompromising fans.
That seems legit.
Well, isn't that like with literally everything?
Yeah, I think that makes perfect sense, Liz.
It does indeed. Thank you.
You're not disowned.
So I've decided
By Shelley.
I'm not going to share them.
Hi, Amber. So I watched Destiny and Becky's video about you.
Okay.
And something that struck me as odd was the constant glazing everyone was doing for them. I felt that there was not a lot of accountability on Destiny / Becky's end.
Okay.
while I believe Becky may not remember everything clearly, it felt like she kind of began to use that as a crutch to not take accountability or answer difficult questions, like questions about Twinkie. Do you think that the fans were sort of ready to take anything Destiny and Becky said in order to run with it?
No, if Becky and Destiny had been lying, people who had been watching during those times would have been like, that's a fucking lie. We watched you. Just like when you lie about something and we're like, no, Amber, we remember 3 years ago when this actually happened and we know that you're a fucking lie.
Yeah, we
people would have called out Beck for lying just the same.
We synced it. We were there.
And how do you navigate that? How do you navigate the hate?
Oh, they were willing.
Livy was here earlier.
Yeah, Livy's somewhere. She's got a sore boobie. Yeah. She's probably rubbing it.
I told her I'm a doctor. I'll take a look.
She should take a nice warm bath. That'll feel
anything
good.
said about me and believe it. Beck doesn't have to take accountability.
She said you could take a look.
I'll take a look.
Destiny doesn't have to take accountability.
They
will literally believe anything that they say. Beck doesn't remember a lot.
I had a sore boobie one time, remember?
They exaggerated a lot.
Before I got my new boobies.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to take accountability. Destiny doesn't have to take accountability.
Who is saying that Beck and Destiny don't have to take any accountability for anything?
If they were lying, they would be getting called out.
Up?
If they were lying, they would be getting called out.
They will literally believe anything that they say. Beck doesn't remember a lot, and they lied a lot, and they exaggerated a lot. Like, literally, they lied about things that, like, there's proof of.
You have still not denied the washcloths, Amber. You posted a picture on your Instagram to show everybody how the washcloth wiping worked. You didn't deny it, girl.
In vlogs, but nobody cares because they just want the tea about me. How have I navigated that? Well, I don't really know. I've popped off like a medium amount, definitely in live streams. But like I'm telling you, I could like pop.
Mama Yikes says I'd let Shelly look at my boobies
I'll look
anytime.
At them. You can send them over anytime you want to send them over.
Pop off at a level that would probably shock.
All you ladies can send me your boobies if you want to. I will look at them.
A lot of people.
You need to work on your cadence because it sounds like you do the same thing Polly does. It sounds like you're done with the sentence and then you just continue on with the sentence.
Well, you need to wait until I'm done talking then, don't you?
Not going to do that.
I was about to say something else I didn't.
You motherfucker. So repeat what you said.
I don't remember what I said.
No, before that.
I don't remember.
That they can
show me their boobies if they want to. And I'll look.
Lower myself to that level. But at the level that I did pop off,
I'll take the man boobies
because
too.
It's too much. Like, why lie? Why share personal details? Like, it's just.
Hey, Nicole, I'll follow you on Twitter. Go like something of mine, and I'll follow you.
If they were experiencing what I have been experiencing, they would probably pop off themselves, or they would disappear from the internet. Hint, hint. They will stay glazed.
Wait.
Level that I did pop off, it's just like because it's too much. Like, why lie? Why share personal details? Like. It's just heavy. It's a lot. It's overwhelming. Any person on this planet, if they were experiencing what I have been experiencing, they would probably pop off themselves or they would disappear from the internet. Hint, hint. They will.
Oh. She's really taking the shots at Beck, huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she is.
Wow.
You know what, Amber? We already know all the things that Beck's told us, so you can throw shade all you want. We know about the washcloths. We know about the inheritance. We know about all the things you did.
Will stay glazed, and I really just don't care.
Hey, Amberlynn. Me and my girlfriend have watched you for years now, and I've loved watching your journey. My question to you is, how do you handle setbacks without getting discouraged?
Ooh, I feel like I do get discouraged a lot, but somehow I just pick myself back up.
Hello, I'm doing this while I'm doing my skincare. My first question is, so we saw you get a Fitbit, and I mean, maybe I just haven't paid close attention.
Yeah, where's the
Fitbit?
Fitbit
Went, because I'm like, that Fitbits aren't cheap.
No, she's just wasting money.
I felt like you've had an Apple Watch before.
Mm-hmm.
I love my Apple Watch.
Well, she had to waste money, so she bought a Fitbit too, so she could also not wear it.
And I'm like, where did that go? Why get a Fitbit when you could, use your Apple Watch, I guess? I don't know. And I'm going to send my second question in another thing. Hold on.
Okay, so they did send me a second question, as they said, but let me answer that real quick. So the Fitbit was broke. Remember when I showed you guys, like, it went through the ringer to get to me? It was broke. Like, the front of the screen cracked.
Weird how you never mentioned that.
She never showed that. And weird because you would have just returned it to Amazon, right? And got a replacement? Where is it?
Turn on. I was like, is the universe telling me that like I don't need a Fitbit? As for the Apple Watch, oh, she'd been lost. She'd been lost. I don't even think she made it to Oklahoma.
How do you lose an Apple Watch? I have had the same Apple Watch for like 5 years.
That's a good question. How do you lose an Apple Watch? One of the DoorDash delivery drivers stole it from her?
I don't think I could go back to not having.
No, when I forget my watch and I'm at work and I keep looking at my arm and I don't have my watch, it drives me insane.
I need my watch.
All right, let's do the next question.
My second
The
question
Samsung watch is great, country made.
cycled through a lot.
Mine's like
Are you wearing it?
Yeah, mine's like the second or third one, and they have like up to 6 now. It still works good.
Because it is significantly bigger than mine. Oh, it doesn't feel that.
I just don't like the square. I like my circle one.
Oh, it's not that much size difference. It just looks bigger on your tiny little wrists.
Oh, my dainty wrists.
Can't get your.
Yeah, it's got a weird. My strap is weird. It goes under instead of over. Oh, okay. I'm in charge. I love my Samsung smartwatch. Me too. I love all my Samsung stuff. I love my new AI friend in my Samsung phone. He's my buddy now.
Yeah, that feels about the same.
It is about the same.
I like the thicker band though.
You can change the bands. This is like the fifth band I've had.
I like the thicker band.
Diets.
Yes.
You'll count calories until it's your body, then you'll eat intuitively until you gain too much weight and realize you don't have, that control yet, and then you'll try Ozempic till.
You know what, Susan? You might be right. The watch may have fallen on the floor, which for Amber is as good as going into another dimension. Yeah. It's just gone forever now.
Yep.
Hurts and you
This sounds very much like a yo-yo dieter, very common, but yes, I do cycle.
try to do
I hope that you guys can hear them, by the way.
keto, but then your gallbladder hurts, but
Witchy nonsense. Shelly will take a look.
it helps your lipedema. So it's just, I don't know. I want to ask, what do you think is what's it gonna
Like the
take?
screen.
Like,
Oh
what's
no!
gonna
I got like
happen?
the rubbery plastic screen protector thing that snaps over it. I probably would have broke mine too by now.
If you don't know that, that's okay too.
I don't know yet.
I was just curious because it's like, I'm not a fan, but I have I've followed your journey since like 2018. I'm gonna be honest, it is a little maddening. All of them.
You're watching it. I'm living it. Like, it is maddening. I literally hate this for the both of us.
Let me wash my hands real quick.
Okay.
So that's just my main question is, what's it gonna take? And I'm trying not to be rude, but I can come off
You're
really
not.
blunt, so I apologize for that.
No, you're good.
But yeah, those are my
Oh my
main
God!
questions.
Spit it out.
Honestly, I think it's me working on my relationship with food, because before I never worried so much about that. It was more so like, ooh, diet culture, ooh, let's lose weight. Now it's like,
Hammers.
girl, like, let's work on that relationship with food. That's going to heal the way that you think of food. It's a lot. Okay, so they sent another one, so let's listen.
Also, I was not going to send a third message, but your egg intolerance actually is probably a side effect from your gallbladder because the egg yolk is really fatty. And when I have my gallbladder, that was a huge trigger for me was eggs. And I still can't eat them because it reminds me of how sick I used to get when I had a gallbladder. So, yeah, fun fact, it's probably because of your gallbladder.
I don't know why I'm laughing, but no, it's not because of my gallbladder. I've actually had it since I was just a wee little girl, and my mom also suffers with the same thing. But thank you for the questions.
Hi, Amber. I just want to say that you and my sister love you. We always watch you together. But I just have 2 quick questions to ask. One, what catchphrase, I know you have hectic on one, but what catchphrase would you put on your next merch drop if you're gonna
She's never gonna merch drop.
have one?
Tommy was gonna do it for her, and Tommy's not gonna do it for her. Now it's not going to happen. Duh.
The other question is what was your favorite diet? Not necessarily how well it worked, but the one that you enjoyed.
Witchy nonsense. Shelly just said she's here for all the tits, so there's absolutely no boob discrimination happening.
Yeah, I like boobs. Those are nice.
Most what diet?
I'm not a doctor, but I'll take a look.
Most that you were on. Thank you, Queen. I love you.
I love you too. Why am I so giggly? I don't know what's going on. So
Those
I
are
don't
stupid.
know what catchphrase I would put on one next. I was making so much merch, but then
No.
things happened.
Tommy
and I
was
had to
making
stop.
merch.
Uh-huh.
You didn't have to stop. You had all of the designs. They were all already uploaded into the place that sold the stuff. All that you had to do was share the link to the storefront that you had Tommy upload all the things into, and then you ordered the merch for yourself. You could check it out and show it to us. The whole page already existed. All you had to do is share the link.
We have 199 votes and still over 400 people watching. When we get up to 250 votes, I'll end the poll. Does ALR have a healthiest sodium level, guys? Seriously. So go give it a vote. She
does. She said so.
Go give it a vote. Make sure you hit the like button, all that stuff. Ow, fuck.
Her sodiums are low. She needs more sodium.
And if you want to support, you know exactly how to do that. Can Shelly help me pick out new...
Yes, I can.
Nipple barbells. I would like an opinion.
I will take a look.
There you go.
I'll tell you what I think.
Stop. There was a lot of catchphrases, a lot of inside jokes. You guys would have literally loved it. I don't know if that's something I'll go back to or not, but right now the subject is a little touchy. But regarding favorite diet, Jenny Craig. Like, I don't know what it is, but definitely favorite.
Hi Amber, I'm a huge fan of you and your channel. My question for you
is,
you
can just pull up a slice of couch like Foodie Booty.
I've had this chair for
it's an old chair.
At least 6 years.
Well, you rub your foot into that spot and you wore the cushion off.
I sit with my leg tucked under my other one sometimes, and where my foot sits on the other, like where I tuck it up under.
You got a bald spot in your cushion.
It is rubbed right through the cushion onto the plastic.
Jeez Louise, babe.
You could tell I'm a creature of habit.
Yeah, I guess.
Career from scratch, but keep all your
knowledge. The arm rest is broken on. It's just snapped.
Jeez Louise.
But these things are like $200.
I should look on that site you've been finding stuff on.
Oh, yeah. I love this chair.
I know you do.
It's so comfy.
Knowledge of how to be a YouTuber. Would you do anything differently? Would you change the way you did your journey? Let us know. Love you.
Yes. The answer is yes.
Oh, you sound out of breath too, fatty.
Yes. And I love you too.
Hi, Amberlynn.
That's not her name.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Top result.
Long-time viewer.
It's going to be missing pieces, but you can probably take pieces off of this one. If it's like missing wheels, you can just swap them out.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to know, when will you ever, release any information on your foster journey? And
never, because it's mostly fake.
It's not happening. Not gonna happen.
That time, I know that it's a very touchy subject, but it's just something that I've always found interesting because everybody has a different kind of story. Yeah. And even just releasing some information about it would just be something I'd want to hear in a vlog or a Let's Talk video.
So that subject is very touchy for me, for sure. And I think that's the reason why.
I think she purposely tries to avoid talking too much about it because people who do know, have been through the system and all that kind of stuff, will be able to call her out on shit.
Absolutely. And that's just another thing that she has to remember that she lied about.
Hard because it's like there's so much that happened, obviously, whether that was before foster care, during, or after. Like,
she was really only there for a couple months. Literally nothing happened. There's nothing to tell, so she would have to make it all up. And like she would be saying stuff out of movies or books like she usually does.
Yeah.
And I know that there's...
That didn't sound like AI. That just sounded like an old person.
Yeah, that was just an old lady.
So many people who are watching me who literally don't believe a word I say. Foster care and the things around it, I do not want any of that to be questioned because that is the shit. That gave me so much fucking trauma. Like, that is my real life, true, authentic story. And
people who tell stories from their life have to couch it with real life, true, authentic, real stories.
Yes, of course.
For that to be like tainted in that way, which, bro, like, it can't even be more tainted than it already is because obviously I have a lot of trauma, but it's just like for people to touch it in like a vile way instead of like a way that comes from like concern.
Did you see that, Shelly? We requested a booby support group.
I saw that. I scrolled up to look what you guys were talking about. It sounds fun.
I think she's having one in her DMs right now.
No, nobody didn't do
in gentleness. Like, I don't know. It's just hard for me.
But boobs.
I am an open book. and I am always open to answering any
An open book that constantly has to go back and be changed,
questions
edited, all that stuff.
Yep.
Foster care. It's just hard for me to sit down and make a full-fledged story time. It would probably be 10 hours long.
Oh, you know what, Mama Yikes? You're right. You just don't want that poltergeist timeline to be popping.
That's true.
I'd probably forget a lot of things. I'd be editing it back, probably thinking, damn, I should have said that, or I should have, it's just a lot. But I am always willing.
There you go, babe.
I'll be editing it back and thinking, oh, I should have thought of that thing to say. Oh, it would have been more traumatic if I made up that story. Yeah, we're going to meet up and have a boob party. Yeah.
They need you.
I know, we're all going to have a boob party.
Barty.
A booberty.
Booberty?
Yeah. We can boo away the monsters at the scary place with our boobs.
Willing to answer things.
Hi, Amberlynn. First, I want to say that having your videos playing in the background has gotten me through both my bachelor's degree and now my master's degree.
Oh my gosh, congrats.
We gotta balance the chaos with some more chaos.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So my question is, coming from a place of
You know what, Sweet Bee? That's a good catch. She always says the worst thing to ever happen to her was having to save her brother from the blinds. So anything that happened, she would have said already.
Also,
yeah, foster care couldn't have been that bad.
Yeah.
If literally nothing happening was the worst thing ever.
Something that probably didn't happen.
Yeah.
And struggles with the scarcity mindset.
Yes.
I want to ask, how do you plan on dealing with this in the long term? I know that I feel like once I have money, I need to spend it, or even once I have food, I need to eat it, because I feel like I might never have it again. I still go back to that place in my
Amber doesn't
mind.
have that.
And, in the context of weight loss, which is also something I have struggled with, I think that the scarcity mindset gets in our way, because in our search for balance, we will create an artificial scarcity that our mind just instinctually wants us to alleviate. And so with that said, do you ever think that you'll get over the scarcity mindset? Is there something that you're doing?
No, I don't think Amberlynn has any scarcity in her life for anything. I think if she even remotely feels like she could be scarce on something, she goes and she buys a ton of it. I'll bet you she has like 2 or 3 48 packs of toilet paper.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like, I don't think any of this applies to her.
Oh, look who come up here, Sleepy Kitty.
Or can see yourself doing to interrupt these thought patterns, because
She is too much of a glutton to allow herself to become scarce on anything. So I don't think there is any scarcity in her life at all. Forced or not.
Oh, Minnie Mew, welcome to the surf. Thank you.
Thank you.
The lady is talking about, like, if you grew up in poverty and you're like your brain like it was scarcity, like food was scarce. So now as an adult, you eat everything because in your brain you're thinking that you're going to starve to death. Amber didn't have that. Amber was a spoiled fucking brat wherever she was. She was in foster care, yes, but they were drinking Fiji water and going to fucking Disney. She was not scarce for food as a child. She was 300 pounds when she was 10 years old. She never had gone through we were so poor we had no food. So now there's some trauma in the back of my mind that makes me feel like I have to eat all the food I can because of something that happened to me as a child. That didn't happen to her as a child. It might have happened to that lady, but that's not Amber's issue.
Mehthany was asking what your Discord was, so I just went and tagged.
Oh, thank you, dear.
Yeah.
It can be done, and I know that it can be done by doing some work with making yourself feel more secure in your situation. And yeah, I don't know. This is long, but I hope that
this was an actually really good question.
Yes, this lady probably actually went through some things as a child.
It sounds like she's talking from a place of knowledge, assuming it's a she. Talking from a place of knowledge, and I think Amber really does not have this kind of knowledge. I don't think she understands the question on scarcity.
No.
Growing up not having something versus being able to have something now. I don't think that Amber understands the question or will even really take it to...
No, she's just sitting here smiling and nodding.
Is Shelly in the Sinatra Discord? Yeah, I just tagged her in girl stuff.
Otter, tell us about it. Tell us about scarcity. Like when mom gives you food and then you go to eat it 5 minutes later, but Eve ate it already. Tell them about the scarcity. Tell them. Otter. No, not Purr. Tell the people. Okay, she doesn't want to say anything about that. It's too traumatic for her.
Summer. Bye.
Aw, thank you. I literally loved that voicemail. Thank you. Voicemail. That's not a voicemail. Voice message. Thank you. I genuinely loved that. I do have that mindset. I noticed it more and more. Like, more money that I made on YouTube, the more I would spend it. Like, I used to buy so much clothes from Torrid.
Not even Torrid. You still buy so much clothes. Salad.
The more money you make, the more money you spend, because you have never gone without to feel like you need to save for anything.
Yeah. I don't think she has ever gone without.
She's never had to go without. Anytime she's wanted something, whoever her caretaker was at the moment gave it to her. So that's what she's used to. So that's what she does now.
Because I grew up with none. Like, when I lived with my parents, I had like one pair of pants, one sweater.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
And I went into a children's shelter where you're sharing clothes with everybody. Like, there's like a special closet that you go in, and like, I had nothing. And then even through foster homes, like, I would get a couple outfits, but then I would transfer into a different foster home, and then I would lose those clothes. It's like, where the hell did they go?
They didn't let you take clothes?
They did. They do. They let foster kids take clothes.
I don't understand. And then when I was living with my parents, it's like, one day we wouldn't really have much food. The next day my dad would go out and buy a bunch of like dollar cheeseburgers from McDonald's, and then I would eat it fast and a lot, and like, you know, we got free food from the food bank. That's a random fact.
So
like, it would get delivered
the food bank delivered?
If you went most days without food, how did you become a 300-pound 10-year-old? If every once in a while you got some cheeseburgers or some food bank food, and other than that you were literally starving and clothesless, how did you become 300 pounds?
To us every Saturday, we had nothing. And now that I have this money, it's like I catch myself buying too much of something, and a lot of people's like, Amberlynn's a hoarder. It's like, no, I'm not a hoarder. My brain does not work accordingly, and I don't really.
She said her dad was a business owner who did drugs. People can do drugs and also have money. Not everyone who does drugs and loses their children is poor and destitute. She said her dad owned a business.
Yeah. She said her dad had a meth McDonald's.
Really 100% know how to get out of it. I mean, I will say I have definitely improved. I'm not sitting here buying hordes of clothing anymore. Like, I'll buy...
You literally are.
Mm-hmm.
A few things off of Torrid if they like drop something.
You buy
that's
hordes
like
of perfume now. It's even more expensive.
Cute in my style. I still buy like Legos and stuff because that's my hobby, and literally my head is full of chaos and war and depression and sadness, and the minute I start doing a Lego, all of that just silences. So it's like
Lego makes sad voice go away?
I am trying to spend money on things that actually genuinely I feel like I need or like want, instead of like being in that mindset. All right, you guys, now it is time for tea or tail. Amberlynn is dumb for not reading her oracle cards in the right order. So oracle cards are super flexible.
Oracle cards are dumb.
You could have just said, you didn't even need to put the oracle part on it. Just Amberlynn is dumb.
Yes.
If you're doing like a more structured reading, like past, present, future, then yeah, you're probably going to want to read left to right. But I don't really do it that way. Like, oracle is super intuitive. So
you just do it differently to be unique.
Just read them with like the energy and the message that is trying to come through. And sometimes that can be jumping around with the card. Sometimes the middle card is a bridge to the first one and the second one. They're all tied together.
Skip.
About dog. I say into the bland. Shows talks about showering. Shows talks about cleaning. But when Amberlynn does it, it's a whole like
back.
Do show it. People make some cleaning or last detail. I do a lot of things that I don't vlog. I rarely ever show myself cleaning or showering, and those are things.
There is a bingo on the board that we have because it is in every video that Amberlynn makes a reference to taking a shower.
Yep.
It is literally on the Amberlynn bingo. I totally take showers, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Things that I do on a day-to-day basis. And then it's like when I do show it, people make some conspiracy about it. It's so weird. Here's a little secret for you guys. I do not live life for my vlog. I simply just vlog my life. And sometimes that's going to be me showing you the bland, like the bland of the bland.
That is literally all we get. Is she fucking with us?
No, sometimes her life is so exciting, and then sometimes it's boring. You just have to stick with her through the boring to the really exciting parts. Like,
oh, just showered, how you doing? Like, every vlogger that I watch talks about showering, talks about cleaning, but when Amberlynn does it, it's a whole like conspiracy and there's some sort of agenda behind it, and that's just like not.
Because that's the kind of person you are. You act just like Foodie. Everything has to be for some kind of game.
Yes, that's true. Everything is a lie. Everything is for some other reason.
You don't pick up those bingo wings and do something unless you're getting something out.
Mm-hmm.
Not the case. Cleaning and showering, it's nothing special. Every single person on this planet should be doing that. Amberlynn did the right thing.
Yeah, so why don't you? Why are you the exception to this? Hey, you're in charge. I gotta clean my glass.
Oh my goodness. You had a pack of tarot I left unopened on my shelf for years. I finally pulled it out just to try to get into it all to find out the cards are only in Spanish. Oh no, but are they pretty pictures? Because that's all that matters. You just look at the picture and then decide what you think it means, like Amber does.
Who was I talking to about that? Was it Drunkle or Polly?
I have no idea.
That tarot cards are older than playing cards?
Yes. I'm pretty sure. Tarot cards were like from a long time ago.
Okay, I think it was Polly.
That makes sense.
But yeah, I don't think I've ever had a tarot deck.
I had an animal cards deck. I just bought them because they were pretty.
I've never had a tarot deck.
I got this so much in my Instagram DMs, and I have to agree with you guys. But I also noticed there was a large fraction of people that were like, bro, like, that was so dumb. Like, you should not be worried about chest pain. You should not be worried about an elevated D-dimer. Listen, I want to make something very clear, and it's...
If I can get attention from a doctor, I'm going to get attention from the doctor.
Yeah, if I can make myself seem like I need sympathy and attention on YouTube, I'm going to do that. But if she's about to say that she takes her health very seriously, I will die.
Yeah, I think that's what's coming.
I think it is.
Probably obvious. I have really bad health anxiety. It's literally the type of anxiety, like most anxieties, like all anxieties, where you cannot control it. And even being rational during those times is almost impossible. Like, while it's happening, you even wonder, am I being rational? Should I be worried about this?
Amber, no. Stop. Okay.
Why doesn't she
we're
think...
at 247. 3 more votes and we can end the poll.
Why doesn't, like, when she's ordering her third DoorDash of the day, does she not think, do I really need to do this? Is this rational?
Should I have anxiety? Should I be scared? Should I be seen? Like, it's just constant in your brain. But after being diagnosed with cancer and after everything that like surrounded that, if there is something health related wrong with me, I want it to be fixed. Like, if something is wrong, I need to figure it out.
Okay, fix it.
Like a year ago, I was
having the
like,
problem, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know that there's one big issue, right?
Lipedema.
Oh, but there's a fix for that, but she won't fucking do it.
A few symptoms, and I was an advocate for myself, and it turns out I had a 6mm kidney stone. I probably still have it because there's nothing you can really do about it because it's literally in my...
Amber, if you
That's that thing that's sticking out on the side. Is it? No? Is that not where that is? Well, I know that kidneys used to be in your lower back, and then now in this timeline, they're higher up for some reason. But I'm from the timeline where they're in your lower back. If I was lying about it being that thing on the side, that's not where kidneys are. I know, he's obsessed with the thing on the side. That's why I had to say it. I have to look at it every time it comes on screen. I have to look. We have to pause, and I have to look at it, and we have to discuss it.
Does Amberlynn have a healthy sodium level? Guys, seriously. 90% of people voted no. 9% of people voted yes. So there's 25 people I need to have a conversation.
Yeah, she has healthy sodium. The doctor said. She needs, actually, she's low on sodium. She needs more sodium.
Kidney, it's not traveling yet. Sometimes your symptoms are nothing, but sometimes
I feel like a 6mm. Isn't that over a centimeter?
No, I don't think so.
I think 6mm is over a centimeter?
I think a centimeter is 10
Oh,
millimeters.
yeah, you're right.
I'm a good mather.
So a 1/4-inch kidney stone, and it's causing her no pain.
Nope, she's fine. She's perfectly healthy. The
They
doctor
are
said.
something, and I'm not invincible. Scary things can happen. I'd rather care
Mental things is scary things.
about myself just enough than not care about myself at all. And I'm just not going to be sorry for that.
Okay, we're done.
We're done? But bad choices, honey. We have to know
All right,
if she
guys,
ever
it's
made
time
out with a
for
boy
bad
in a car before or something.
Choices. And look, this is how many we've done. I keep my pile over here. That is how many
I was
we've done
wondering if you
during the
mixed them
series.
back
Like,
in, so I'm glad you told us that.
You know what I think is wild right here?
No, Mandy Jinx voted yes by accident. Thank you, Mandy.
1, 2, 3. How her hands are 4 different colors.
It's because she's Porch of Geese.
Look, the hand is a different color from the knuckles, which is a different color from the other knuckle. Different color from the palm.
It's because she's Porch of Geese.
the series. Like, can you believe it? I don't know. 1, 2. I try to like get random. 3, 4, 5. Okay. Make sure they're all in the right way here. Alrighty. Here we go. Have you ever had sex at work?
See, I have to know these things. I'm surprised she didn't say yes because her and Destiny just did so much sex all the time. I'm surprised she didn't say yes.
I've had sex in my studio.
Yeah.
No? Have you ever lied about your weight on your driver's license? No.
She doesn't have a driver's license.
Yeah, you're not going anywhere. If you did, you would lie. She'd be like, I'm 400 pounds.
Oh, during sex, have you ever tried to finger someone's ass without their permission?
No, because you always ask.
Yeah, please don't do that.
Here's another dating tip. Don't
do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
And more importantly, consent over everything. It doesn't matter. Just go, is this okay?
No. What the hell? Would you marry a billionaire even if it meant you can never see your family again? It
Yes.
depends. Like, am I still able to talk to them? Because there has been
No.
obviously multiple times that I've lived in a different state. I didn't see my family, but I talk to them daily. If I'm allowed to talk to them, then yeah, because love is love, but I'm not marrying them just for the money.
Yeah, that's not funny. I didn't get the funny out of the. Well, we know Amber.
She thinks that's funny.
She has a very loose interpretation of consent.
See, this question's weird. I would never marry someone just for money. I would never not see my family just for money.
Okay.
But if I found them, message them. And
Yeah.
Oh, I've been a teenager once. And
Have you ever pretended to be asleep while someone was having sex in the same room? No.
No, I don't think I have.
I'm telling you, my friends were hecticana. That is all I'm going to say about that. Wow. At the beginning of this video, I felt so sad. Like, you guys saw it. Like,
Your entire life is sad, and
Yes.
it makes me sad.
Yes.
Actually, no, I'm not sad.
You're not sad?
I'm not sad that her life is.
It's what she wants. She loves it the most.
I've been having a rough couple of days, and then I see Amber, and then I suddenly become very grateful for most of my life.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna stand up, and I'm just gonna stand for 2 minutes because I can. And I'm gonna get in my car tomorrow because I can, and I'm gonna drive to the gym because I can, and I'm gonna lift a lot of weight because I can.
Oh, goodness.
And then I'm gonna come to my house where I have children and a wife that tolerate me because I can.
Oh, I can tolerate you because I can.
There you go. All right, guys.